Hello, Sagittarius, and welcome to Deku Tarot. I'm going to be doing your weekly tarot reading for June 3rd through the 9th of 2019. Sagittarius, thank you guys so much for all of your support, and if you haven't, make sure to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. If you subscribe and then hit that little weekly bell in the corner, it'll tell you whenever I'm putting up a video, whenever I'm going live. Okay, so Sagittarius, first let's kind of get into the astrology of the week, because we have the new moon in Gemini, and that's a pretty big energy this week. It's the biggest, so we'll talk about that, and then we will go into your general spiritual career general reading here with the Game of Thrones tarot. Okay. All right, Sagittarius. So June 3rd, we have the new moon in Gemini, so right at the start of the week, we have the new moon in Gemini in 12 degrees. And when you break down 12 in numerology, it is 3, which is all about communication. Not a surprise, because this new moon in Gemini is really all about clear communication. It's really all about communicating our feelings and finding clear ways to do so. So this new moon is all about this curious, exploratory energy here. We're going to be expressing our thoughts, our feelings very clearly, possibly with enjoyment. So going out with friends, communicating just really well with friends and people that we care about. It's also a really great time to really look at what interests you versus what we're kind of told to do. What do you want to learn? What do you want to manifest? We have Mercury also in Gemini. It's 15 degrees away at 27 degrees. And with this, it kind of brings about this almost like opposite of Mercury retrograde type energy, where it's really extremely clear communication. So this is a great time to talk about those things and to really put words to those feelings that we haven't been able to communicate, and have those big conversations, those big clear discussions, to bring things out into the open, to really clearly see and communicate how we're feeling. We also have Jupiter squaring Neptune in Pisces, which brings about this kind of confusing possible overload of communication, emotional communication. So watch out for that. It could also bring about, maybe some embarrassing losses or accidents up into the forefront. So people are kind of looking at that. And it can really test our faith, because it's showing us where we've kind of let things go in terms of being way too trusting or dreamy about certain situations and how we've been approaching them. So those are really the astrological, energies of the week for the Gemini new moon. Now let's go into your tarot reading for the week. Your general tarot reading covers spiritual, career, whatever kind of comes up as, and then we'll go into love, okay? So what are your messages? And I'm just going to pull this out, because I actually saw this before I even started the video. It kind of came out while I was shuffling and connecting with your energy. So I'm just going to take it out, because it just forced its way out again. Page of Spears. So we'll talk about that after I'm done shuffling and bringing out all the cards here. Sagittarius, as you know, this reading cannot and will not resonate with all of you, and if it doesn't, that's okay. The message is not for you. Go check out the weeklies for your other placements. We're not just our sun sign, and it's important to remember that. Your love reading for June is up next. That'll probably be out Monday or Tuesday, probably Monday. So keep an eye on that. Let's see generally what our energy is, what's happening this week in terms of spiritual, in terms of career for Sagittarius. Messages for my Sagittarians, June 3rd through 9th. Two of Swords reversed. Notice that it's all swords so far. Queen of Coins reversed. Sagittarius. And Page of Swords. Wow. Okay, I know I said Page of Swords for Page of Spears there. For a second there. Spears, what am I saying? Spears. Sorry, I'm still getting used to this deck a little bit. I keep forgetting that the Page of Spears and Swords, get a little bit confused in this deck. But yeah, I just feel like you guys are looking towards new horizons, and that's really what I felt going into this. You're having revelations or things come in where you're like, wow, I think I might be interested in doing that. And it's kind of taking you out of this, excuse me, let me get some coffee here. The Two of Swords reversed, Queen of Coins reversed. Again, it's taking you out of this position of kind of sitting on the fence. If you've been sitting on the fence about a decision or not really sure where you should be going in terms of even just direction of your life right now. Not, I mean, it could be career for a lot of you, but it's, what do I want to do next? Where do I want to go next? Life is an adventure to you guys, and it's important to be on an excited and energetic path forward for you. That's where you find the most meaning, the most life. Page of Spears and Two of Swords reverse. Clarify. Let's bring up these energies. Clarify these energies for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. So again, I feel like, yeah, Two of Coins reverse. If we've been, again, I just feel like we've been sitting on the fence about things, juggling certain, you know, maybe I want to do this, maybe I want to do that. And it's going to be different for a lot of you, but I think it's mostly about, you know, career and life path forward. You know, what do I want to do? Some of you guys, it could be a move. But I think for a lot of you, it's, I'm doing this, but I kind of want to be doing this, and I've been kind of doing this on the side. How can I make this, you know, a solid career or a solid path forward? Two of Swords reverse, Queen of Coins reverse. Clarify the messages. We get Five of Cups. Okay. Yeah, and it feels like as we drop this, we might feel really insecure about the monetary loss of whatever it is that we're being forced. And it kind of feels more of a forceful drop, like, you know, well, this really isn't giving me the happiness, the health, all the things that I want here. And yeah, it might be paying some of the bills, but I'm not, this isn't good. So you guys are finally deciding to drop something that really, you know, hasn't been good for you for a while. You could be feeling quite insecure about it this week, focusing on the negatives. But you have to remember, when you see the Five of Cups, there are always two more cups there. There are paths forward that are really more fulfilling. So don't focus on the loss of, don't focus on this loss. Queen of Coins reversed and Page of Swords. Clarify the messages. Clarify. Out here. Whoa, King of Cups. Okay. Okay. We need to rely, we need to not let, you know, our insecurities take over our emotions. Trust your heart and know that this is right. Six of Cups. You could be focusing on, you know, what the joy that this brought you, and, you know, looking back on that this week. So again, you guys are really focused on a past thing that, you know, is coming to an end here. Could be a relationship, could be a job, you know, a way of life, a career. Some of you guys have graduated, I think, college, or it's a high school or something, and are thinking about how life used to be and how much tougher it is now. Some of us are, again, thinking about a better time in our career, a better time in our job here. We're like, wow, I felt on top of the world. I felt amazing. I looked amazing, some of you. And you're like, I wish I could go back to that. But the time has passed for that, and you need to look towards the future now. Because you can have just as much happiness, just as much success, and everything that you really want here. Everything and more that whatever in the past you're focused on gave you. You can have more of that. Something so much more fulfilling and healthy and good for you. So I just think we need to really focus on the healing aspect of leaving this in the past and loving ourselves as we push forward without thinking too much on the past. I'm going to get a card of advice for you guys, because this definitely feels like a tougher week, especially emotionally. This is kind of hitting you. I think that the Gemini new moon brought some of this stuff to really the forefront. You couldn't really ignore the truth of, you know, gotta let this go. Advice for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Queen of Spears. You know, you need to stay strong. You know, you guys are really great at multitasking, being interested in and very invested in many different things, you know, having your hand in a lot of different pots there. So go for that. You are a leader. You are a trailblazer. Don't forget that. You know, people, you know, you can rally the troops. You can get people together to make change here, like Daenerys can as the Queen of Spears. So remember that that's, you know, your energy. You know, you can decide to be this again, but you have to let go of the past here. You know, you're stronger than this. Get in touch with that fire side of you and ditch all that, you know, ditch those 3 cups that tipped over and go for those other 2 cups. You have bigger and better things that you're coming into, and it's really time to focus on taking advantage, you know, owning that. Okay, so those are your messages for the week. Let's now get a Stacey DeMarco Halloween Oracle, and then we'll move on to love. Okay, guys. All right. I need a bigger tarot desk. I'm glad you guys can't see how cluttered this whole thing is. There's so many decks. I need to, when we move, I need to get like a huge desk or something. Let's see. Sagittarius, messages of advice and guidance from our higher selves, from our spirit guides. for January 3rd through the 9th. Skull of Light. Skull of Light. I almost said Skull of Stars. Illumination. I really like this card. Well, I love all the skull cards. I mean, they all have such really huge messages of change and accepting change and stepping into our best selves. I really love them. So this is a really great week for you guys. Really transformational. The idea of being shown the way in the most difficult of times and always knowing that we are never alone in the darkness are the keys to this magical element. Light is usually a comforting thing, yet sometimes we do not really want to see the boogeyman under the bed. It is too scary, too big, and we know not how to defeat it. Yet by simply shining the torch upon such darkness, the victory is ours. Should the skull of light enter your life, know that it is time to open yourself fully to the clarity of bright illumination. Allow yourself to be seen, to see, and to act upon what is shown to you. The time has passed for hiding, for pretending, and for swallowing our discomfort by accepting the status quo when it really doesn't suit us. So again, don't accept the status quo. Whatever was in the past, it doesn't suit you anymore. You've outgrown it, and it's time to really shine the light upon these things that hold you back from really accepting who you are now and who you will be in the future. You know, allow yourself to be seen, to see, and again, to act upon what is shown to you. I really love that message for you guys this week. All right, let's move on to love. And I forgot to mention, if you want to book a private reading, all that information is right below this video in the description box, guys. Let's use the Aquarian Tarot for love for you guys. Let me move some of these decks out of the way. These are crazy. I have so many over here. I took them all out before this reading for some reason. All right, let's see. Sagittarius. Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Love and romance. General love and romance energy for the week of June 3rd through the 9th of 2019. It's popping out here. We get strength. I got it reversed, but so I guess we'll look at it like that, but I did flip it out upright. Let's see. Seven of Pentacles, the Chariot. Oh, Eight of Cups and Six of Swords. Some of you guys are definitely moving on. You're making some decisions to move forward, to maybe even physically move out, move away from a relationship. Maybe you guys could be moving with somebody, again, if you're in a relationship where you're definitely not breaking up. But there's a definite sense of movement this week with the Chariot at the center of your reading, with the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords, which for me as a reader, and I personally associate both of those cards with actual movement, as well as spiritual. But let's see. Clarify strength reverse, Seven of Pentacles. I think some of you guys have just not seen the growth in a relationship that you've wanted to, or not seen the growth maybe in a fire sign, possibly a Leo, that you've wanted to, and you're ready to move forward. I think for some of you it goes deeper than that though, and it's more of a internal, you know, I keep giving into these like lustful things, or like letting other people kind of take over in relationships, and you guys need to stand up to that, because you're not going to be satisfied or happy until you kind of pave your own way, and almost like I'm getting respect yourself more. Strength reverse, Seven of Pentacles for Sagittarius. Give me one card. King of Rods reverse. Yeah, again, I just feel like there's a fire sign. I think it's probably a Leo. For some of you, it's like a really specific, like you have an issue with a Leo here. You have not seen the growth in a relationship. You haven't seen this person get less controlling, I think. And some of you, I feel like almost less untrustworthy. And you're like, this person's never going to mature. It's never going to move beyond this page energy, even though, like, they're not a king. They're not like this highly developed fire sign. It doesn't have to be a Leo. But again, I don't feel like this is you. Like I was saying with some of you, I mean, I know I just said like it's not you, but again, remember when I was saying, if some of you guys keep giving into negative tendencies in relationships, and you kind of allow yourself to do whatever, and you really don't control your actions, and you don't really think about how some things are going to affect you in the long term in terms of relationships, it's time to start, I feel like, maturing. Seven of Swords reversed. Wow. Yeah, because we're having some realizations here with this Gemini new moon, I think. Eight of Cups, Six of Swords. And some of us are leaving those patterns of behavior in relationships behind. And we're kind of maturing. We're like, okay, I'm kind of too old for this, or I'm kind of beyond this energy now. What is the Eight of Cups, Six of Swords? I don't think I need to clarify for that. Nothing's coming out. I really just think that that's moving on. Having conversations, coming to conclusions, even if those conversations are more just with ourselves. It's about coming to clear conversations about what we need to leave behind, about what no longer is working for us in terms of how we pursue love, how we are in relationships. If we tend to be players, if we tend to cheat, if we tend to go for people who are not available, if we tend to give too much, I think for some of you, again, and let the other person take control, especially if it's this fire sign person, I think that this person or this situation is really allowing you to see how you constantly let, not the bad side take over, but, an unhealthy way in a relationship kind of take over here. Unhealthy connections, unhealthy, codependency or obsessive tendencies, honestly. And you just tend to not control it. Or again, like this other person is very manipulative and, probably very attractive, and they're able to kind of manipulate you and take your control way through that. But then you're realizing, you're like, this is never going to get any better. They always are going to be this way. So why do I keep going for people that are never going to give me what I really need here? So I think some of you guys are like, oh, but I still want to do stuff. I still want to be a player and stuff and look around. But you also are realizing this deep need to move on towards something more. Where you're at is not satisfying when the Eight of Cups shows up. We're not happy where we are. We've realized that, now that we can see that where we're at is the Eight of Cups, and it's not going to ever fulfill us like the Ten of Cups or the Nine of Cups. We have to go out and seek self-fulfillment, and then we need to go to the Ten of Cups and seek out that love with somebody else by, getting to that Nine of Cups, where we can love ourselves that way. It's all about, self-fulfillment. Nines are about, things that really have to do specifically with you, your fulfillment, your boundaries, your, it's really, it's all about you. So I know that's a dumb way to describe that, but, I have some more coffee. I'm like on that first cup of the day. But yes, the journey from the Eight of Cups to the Ten of Cups is really what I feel here. And the Six of Swords are the conversations, the clearly seeing and moving beyond, clearly seeing the truth and moving beyond it, knowing what we're carrying and knowing what we no longer should be carrying. And we're realizing this deeper need here. I think this is more of a deeper need. I don't think that this is so much, something coming out, some secret thing, I gotta leave this person because they're cheating on me. I mean, maybe, but maybe somebody you find out has a kid and they've actually been fooling around or something. But I don't really get that here. I know some people would interpret the cards as that. I really get this more as taking more control and structure of your love life here and trying to get what you really want instead of, just messing around here with people and situations that are never going to give you that. So, I want to get a card of advice for you. You guys are approaching your full moon. I think it's actually a super moon. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong. But it's on the 17th. And I think that will be a really great time for you after this Gemini new moon week here to finally get through all of this moving forward. You know what I mean? We're going to finally have, I feel like, a release and a new beginning around that new moon. Justice. Yeah, this is seeing things clearly for what they are. Being totally truthful, honest, and open with yourself as well as others. This is, not, messing around or, denying a truth here anymore. It's, okay, well, this is how I really am, and I'm aware of this now. I know that, or, I know how this person really is, and I know the type of love I keep bringing in is not good for me, so I got to do something about this. Or it's really all about that. So whatever your truth is in terms of love. And again, I think it has to do with yourself, but it also has to do with the people that you keep trying to bring in, or people that you keep, trying to date or whatever. Again, this is more of a, I feel like, single Sagittarius read, so I apologize to those coupled Sages. If you're in a relationship, I do feel like we're talking about some big heavy things about control in a relationship. We're coming to some truths. We're having really big conversations, and we might be realizing that this could be the end. We might need to move on for some of you. I don't see any significant breakup cards, but the Eight of Cups and the Six of Swords is saying, you know, maybe it is best for me to leave this. Maybe it's best for me to kind of go off my own for a bit to work on myself, or telling the other person that maybe it's best for both of you right now. But I just think this is such I know I'm getting a lot of stories here, and that doesn't always happen, but it's just like, I think it's going to be different for a lot of you, but the overarching theme here is that there are truths coming out about what we need and how we've been, and how really we need to start acting, and truths that we need to realize and be honest with ourselves about, so that we can move forward to where we really want to be. Again, that could mean some difficult conversations in relationships, even with ourselves. So take the time that you need, but be honest, open with yourself, and try not to get too overly emotional, sentimental, or victim-y about it, okay? This is a strengthening week for you guys in terms of love. And again, I'm curious to see what that Sagittarius full moon will bring up for you guys, and how that will affect you. I'm really curious about that. So let's see with a Doreen Virtue. Let's do two of them, actually. Two Romance Angel Oracle cards here. All right. Romance Angels, we thank you for connecting. Archangel Carmelo, Archangel Rafael. Archangel Raphael for your healing. Your messages. Heart, again. Wow, this card came up for Scorpio as well. Honestly, discuss your feelings with each other. This is a time to discuss, to talk, to have really open, honest, open-hearted conversations here, where we're really laying everything out on the table, including our feelings, good or bad. Love yourself first. Remember when I was saying the journey of the Eight of Cups, the Nine of Cups, the Ten of Cups, and how that really was really significant for me. There's a journey of self-love and self-healing that I think that some of us didn't even realize that we needed to go on, that we're realizing this week. Remember when I brought up respect too? Like, I never usually say that, and like when I said that, I was like, that's such a specific, like, have more respect for yourself. And I know that some of you guys are going to be like, I respect myself, blah, blah, blah. But, you know, self-respect and self-love and self-worth this week. By doing that, you're going to make yourself more romantically attractive. Stop going for people who don't respect you. And if, you know, somebody hasn't respected you, tell them. All right. Sagittarius, those are your messages for June 3rd through the 9th of 2019. I wish you guys nothing but the best this week. If you haven't, please make sure to share the video, to subscribe to the channel. Check out your Gemini new moon reading. I did one for all the signs, and it's time-stamped in the description box and in the comments. Do donate to the GoFundMe that I'm going to put below. It's for this lovely girl whose cat is very sick and he needs surgery. And it would really, really help her right now so that she can get that surgery so he doesn't pass away or get any sicker. So if you can donate to that, please do. I would appreciate it. And if you do, email me and I will give you $5 off a reading that you book with me, okay? So thank you, Sagittarius. Do check out your love reading. That'll be out Monday. And do check out your readings for your other placements. And thank you.